I was 12 years old when I heard my dad ask to sleep with another woman. It was on his birthday, in our room, in front of everyone. He smiled as he asked. My mother froze in silence. I will never forget that day, because what happened later shocked us forever. His voice cut the room like a blade. Love, you don't mind if I sleep with Carol today, right? Silence. My mother had a piece of cake in her hand, stopped in the middle of the movement. The fingers crashed. The dish trembled. I was sitting on the floor near the coffee table with my cousin. We stopped moving our cell phone. Everyone stopped. My uncle laughed, a little embarrassed. My grandmother looked to the side, pretending she had not heard. And my father? My father kept smiling, that wide, quiet smile, as if you had asked for more soda. My mother blinked slowly, as if waking up from a nightmare. But it wasn't. That was real. What? She whispered. Carol. He said his name slowly, as who explains something obvious. She's tired. He worked all day to organize this here. I just wanted her to rest in the room, sleep a little, no stress. He paused. He drank a sip of beer, and added, You understand, right? My mother didn't answer. She just stood there, standing with that piece of cake that no one else was going to eat. Carol was the family friend. At least that's how my father always introduced her. I was about 28 years old, blonde, thin, always dressed as if you were going to the ballad, even when it came to lunch at our house on a Sunday. She had started to appear about 6 months earlier. First, he was his father's co-worker. Then he became the girl who is helping him with some projects. And then, suddenly, she was always there, in the barbecue, at lunch, at the parties. And my mother served her food. He used to smile. I wondered if she wanted more juice, because my mother has always been like this, polite, gentle, silent. She never complained, never raised my voice. He never made a scandal. I swallowed. That day, my father's birthday, Carol had arrived early. My mother had spent the whole morning cooking, feijoada, farofa, vinaigrette, pudding. She woke up at 6 a.m. I heard her in the kitchen, chopping onion, seasoning meat, washing pan. When I went down, at 9, she was already sweaty, the soaked, dirty apron, hair stuck in a messy ponytail. Good morning, daughter. She smiled at me, but the smile didn't come in her eyes. Mom, you didn't sleep well, right? I slept, yes. Lie. I had heard her walking around the house at dawn. Want help? No need, love. Just don't forget to fix your room before the people arrive. My father appeared in the kitchen at 10:30, of shorts, shirtless, with the cell phone in hand. What's done? He asked, without looking at her. The feijoada is almost. The pudding is already in the fridge. The farofa I'm going to do now. Carol will bring the beer. He said that as who warns that he will rain. My mother didn't answer. It only turned to the stove and moved the pan. He left. I kept looking at her, and for the first time, I saw. She was tired, not only of the body, but something deeper, something I couldn't name yet. The party started noon. 15 people came. Uncles, cousins, neighbors, friends of my father, and Carol. She arrived at 12:15 p.m., in a short white dress, heel sandal, sunglasses on her head. My father opened the door to her. He smiled like that, and he spoke loudly, for everyone to hear. Look who arrived, the official organizer of the party. Organizer? My mother was in the kitchen, sweaty, with a handful of flour, but Carol entered smiling, throwing her hair to the side, as if she was a soap opera star. Hey guys, she waved to everyone. Sorry for the delay. My father put his hand on her back, a quick touch, but I saw, and my mother too. She was stopped at the kitchen door, holding a crumbs of farofa. Looking Carol didn't even look at her. It was straightforward to greet the guests. And my father? My father went to get beer. The afternoon went slowly. Food, music, people laughing. Carol sat next to my father on the table. My mother was on the tip, near the kitchen, getting up all the time to look for more. Mom, sit, I said softly. I'm back, daughter. She didn't sit down. Carol, on the other hand, did not get up once, stayed there, laughing loudly, telling stories, touching my father's arm when I found something funny. My grandmother looked at my mother with pity, but he said nothing. No one said anything. When the cake time came, my mother brought him from the kitchen. Chocolate with brigadeiro, my father's favorite. She had done alone, at dawn. Everyone sang congratulations. My father deleted the candles, made that pose for the photo. He hugged Carol. He did not hug my mother. At the time of cutting, he handed the first piece to Carol. For you, who tuned me all year. He joked. Everyone laughed. Less me, and less my mother. She was leaning against the wall, her arms crossed, looking, just looking at. It was after the cake, he said. The room was full, people sitting on the couch, in the chair, on the floor. My father was in the middle, with a beer in his hand, relaxed, happy. Carol was beside him, tired, saying the heel was killing her. Oh, I'm exhausted, she sighed, leaning her head on the shoulder of the couch, and it was there. My father turned to my mother, smiled, and asked, "Love, you don't mind if I sleep with Carol today, right?" As my mother didn't shouted, it didn't cry, he didn't throw the plate on the floor. She just stayed there, frozen, as if her body had forgotten how to work. I felt my stomach turn. My cousin beside me whispered, "Fuck." My grandmother got up. He said he was going to get water. It came out fast. My uncle cleared throat. He looked at the cell phone. And my father? My father continued to wait for the answer, as if it were normal, as if it were fair. "She worked so much today," he continued, the calm, almost affectionate voice. "It deserves rest, right? Just that, without evil." Carol laughed a little embarrassed. "Oh, stop, you're making a storm in a glass of water," she said, but her tone was who loved her attention. My mother blinked, once, two, and then, with a voice that I barely recognized, she replied, "All good." "Saskathanar, all good." 2 words, and I felt like they had ripped something out of me. My father smiled. "I knew you would understand. You always understand." Carol got up from the couch, stretching her arms. "Thank you, Claudia. You are a love." She passed my mother, touched her shoulder, as if thanks a favor, and went to the corridor, bedroom, my parents' room. My mother stood for another 5 seconds. Then, without saying anything, went to the kitchen. I followed her. She was in the sink, the hands under the water. Tremendous. "Mother," she didn't look at me. "Go play, daughter." "Mom, why did you leave?" I said, "Go play." Her voice came out hard, sharp. I had never heard she talk like that to me. I left the kitchen on my back, the tight chest, and when I went back to the living room, I saw my father laughing with my uncles, as if nothing had happened, as if he had not just humiliated my mother in front of everyone. The party ended a couple of hours later. People left, kind of embarrassed, a little too fast. Carol left the room at 7 at night, blurred makeup, messy hair. I slept like a stone. She yawned, smiling. "Brigade again, Claudia." My mother was keeping her leftovers in the fridge. Did not answer. Carol came out the front door. My father went together. They stayed outside about 10 minutes. When he came back, my mother was washing dishes. He passed her. It didn't even thank. It went straight to the couch, turned on the TV. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about my mother's face, in the way she froze, in the way she said okay. I got up from the bed. I went to the kitchen to drink water, and I heard a low sob came from the bathroom. I leaned my ear at the door, and I heard my mother crying. It was not high crying. It was muffled, swallowed, as if she was afraid to make noise. I knocked slowly on the door. "Mother?" Silence. "Mother, open." "I'm fine, daughter. I'm already leaving." But she wasn't doing well, and I knew. I came back to my room. I lay on the bed, and that's when I heard something. A noise, low, fast, coming from my parents' room. I got up. I opened the door slowly. Spee. The light of the hallway was faded, but their bedroom door was ajar. I saw my father, on the cell phone, typing, smiling, and then he sent an audio, softly, but I heard. It was perfect. She didn't even suspect. "Tomorrow we see each other." My heart stopped. I came back to the room. I closed the door, and for the first time I understood. What had happened that day was not a favor. It was not tired. It was not innocent. It was purposeful. And the worst, it was just the beginning. In the following days, everything changed. Or, rather, everything remained the same. And that's what scared me. My mother woke up early. I made coffee. I would get the house, wash clothes. My father went to work. I came back late. He had dinner in silence. And Carol continued to appear, 2, 3 times a week, always with excuse. "I came to get some work papers. Your father asked me to bring this here." I passed nearby. I decided to take high. And my mother? My mother served coffee. He used to smile, offered cake, as if nothing had happened, as if that birthday had not existed. But I remembered. I remembered the way he asked, the way she froze, from the audio he sent later. It was perfect. She didn't even suspect. And every time I looked at Carol, I felt a knot in my throat. The following Monday, I arrived from school at 1:30 p.m. Usually my mother was in the kitchen, or in the area washing clothes. But that day, the house was silent. Mother? Nothing. I left the backpack on the couch. I went to the corridor. My parents' bedroom door was closed. I heard voices, lows, muffled. I leaned my ear at the door. It was my mother and someone else. "I can't stand that anymore, Sonia." Sonia was her best friend. They had lived in the same neighborhood since I was small. "You need to talk to him, Claudia." To talk. My mother's voice trembled. "He doesn't even look at me. He's just there, as if I were invisible. Then leave." Drops it. Silence. "I can't." "Why?" "Because I have nowhere to go. Because the house is his. Because he pays everything. Because..." She stopped. It took a deep breath. "Because I'm afraid." My chest squeezed. I had never heard my mother say I was afraid. "Claudia, listen to what I'm going to tell you." Sonia's voice was serious. "This man is using you, and you know that." "I know. So why are you?" My mother took a long time to answer, and when she answered, her voice was so low that I hardly heard, because I still remember who he was, first of all. I came back to my room. I sat on the bed. I stared at the ceiling. And I thought, who was he? Because I didn't remember. I didn't remember my father being affectionate with her. I didn't remember him hugging her. I didn't remember smiles, kisses. I love you. But my mother remembered. And that, somehow, was worse. That night, at dinner, I paid attention. My father ate in silence, looking at the cell phone. My mother ate little, pushing the food on the plate. I tried to pull the subject. Dad, are you going to pick me up at school tomorrow? I can't. I have a meeting. And Friday? Neither. But you promised. He raised his eyes from his cell phone. He looked at me with that tired face. I said I can't. Ask your mother. And returned to the cell phone. My mother didn't even react. Just got up. He took the dishes. Went to wash. I kept looking at my father. And I realized he was typing and smiling. Then 2 days later, on Thursday, Carol appeared again. This time I was in the room doing a lesson. I heard the bell. My mother answered. Hi, Claudia. Your husband okay? It's in the office. Can I come in? Of course. Carol entered. Past me. You didn't even look. He went straight to my father's office. He knocked on the door. Entered. Closed. I kept an eye out. My mother returned to the kitchen. 15 minutes later, I heard laughs. From the office. High laughs. Loose. My father never laughed at me. Not even with my mother. I got up. I went to the door. I leaned my ear. You're crazy, Carol. My father said, still laughing. Ah, too. You love it. I really love it. Silence. And then, did she suspect anything? My blood froze. No, my father answered quietly. She never suspects. He is sure? Absolute. Claudia is predictable. Carol laughed. Lucky. Don't even tell me. I felt my stomach turn. I ran back to the couch. I sat down. I pretended to be doing lesson. 5 minutes later, Carol left the office. Passed me. Waved. Bye, beautiful. I didn't answer. She left. My father left soon after. He went straight to the room. You didn't even look at me. And I stayed there, with those words hammering in my head. She never suspects. Predictable. Auntie, that night, I couldn't sleep again. I wondered. In everything. In the smiles. In the laughs. At closed doors. In the way he talked about her. As if she were nothing. I got up from the bed. I went to the kitchen to drink water. My mother was there, sitting at the table, in the dark, with a cup of tea in hand. Mother? She lifted her head. He cleaned his face fast. Hi, daughter. It is good too. You are crying. I'm not. No. She forced a smile. I was just thinking. I sat next to her. What? She didn't answer soon, just stared at the cup. And then, very softly, she said, how things were before. Before what? She looked at me, and for the first time I saw tears in her eyes. Before I disappeared. I didn't understand. You didn't disappear, Mom. You're here. She gave a sad smile. But at the same time, I'm not. And got up. Kissed my forehead. Back to bed, love. Tomorrow has class. She left the kitchen. I stayed there. Alone. With that phrase echoing. Before I disappear. On Friday, after school, I did something I had never done. I entered my parents' room. My mother had gone out to shop. My father was at work. I knew it was wrong. But I needed and intender. I started with the drawer of his bedside table. Pens, papers, remedies, nothing else. I opened the second drawer. Documents, accounts, receipts, and then, an envelope, white, with nothing written. I opened. Inside there were photos, pictures of him and Carol, in a restaurant, laughing, toast, on a beach, embraced, in a hotel room. My heart fired. I continued to flip, and that's when I saw the last photo. It was his, and her. He was holding her hand, and on her finger, it had a ring. I released the photos. My hand trembled. Ring? Did he give her a ring? I took the picture again. I looked carefully. It was a thin ring, golden, with a small stone. It was not a commitment, but it was something he had never given to my mother. I kept the photos back. I closed the drawer. I left the room, and I went straight to the bathroom. I locked the door. I sat on the floor, and I cried, because now I knew. It wasn't just friendship. It wasn't just work. It was not innocent. It was betrayal, and my mother had no idea. Or did it? When my mother came back from shopping, I helped her keep things. She was quiet, quieter than normal. Mom, can I ask you something? Of course, daughter. Are you happy? She stopped, with a box of milk in hand. He looked at me. Why are you asking that? I just wanted to know. She looked away. Put the milk in the refrigerator. Happiness is complicated, love. But are you? She closed the refrigerator. It took a deep breath. I have you. I have this house. I have food on the table. I have health, she said slowly, as who tries to convince herself. There are people who have none of that. This is not an answer, Mother. She looked at me again, and this time, her eyes were full. I know, and left the kitchen. And that night, my father arrived late, 10:30 p.m. My mother had already dinner. Me too. He entered. He threw the paste on the couch. He went straight to the room. My mother was washing dishes. Aren't you going to have dinner? She asked. I ate. Where? He stopped, turned. He looked at her with irritation. Why so much interest? I just asked. I already ate. Ready. And knocked the bedroom door. My mother stood in the sink, the wet hands, Tremendous. I approached. Mother, go sleep, daughter. But, I said, go to sleep. And for the second time, she spoke hard with me. I went up to my room. I lay down, but I didn't sleep because I heard him in the room, laughing low for the cell phone. And I heard, very clear, tomorrow I invent an excuse. We see each other in the same place. On Saturday morning, he left early. He said he was going to solve some things. My mother didn't even ask what. At 10 a.m., I was in my room when I heard the bell. I went down. My mother opened the door. It was Sonia. Claudia, did you see that? She was with her cell phone in her hand, panting. I saw what? Enter. Fast. They went to the kitchen. Closed the door. I stayed in the hall, listening. Look that. Sonia showed the cell phone. Silence. And then, my God. My mother's voice was muffled, broken. Claudia, this is Carol's Facebook. She posted last night. But how? I don't know. But look at the caption. More silence. And then, a hiccup. My mother started to cry. I knew, but I didn't want to believe it. Claudia, you need to confront him. I can't. Why? Because he will deny. He always denies it. And I'll look crazy. Again. Then take print. Guard. Together proof. For what? He owns the house. He pays everything. If I say something, he puts me on the street. Her cry was higher. I leaned against the wall, the heart beating fast. They continued talking, but I no longer heard. Because one thing was clear. My mother knew. She always knew, but I was afraid to act. When Sonia left, I entered the kitchen. My mother was sitting, the red eyes, the cell phone in hand. Mom, what happened? She locked her cell phone fast. Nothing, daughter. I heard. You were crying. It was nothing important. Mom, please. She looked at me, and for the first time, I saw withdrawal, as if she no longer had the strength to hide. There are things you don't have to know yet, my love, but I want to know. I know, but not now. She got up. He ran his hand on my face. He left the kitchen, and I stayed there, alone, with a certainty. Something much worse was happening, and I needed to find out what. That afternoon, while my mother slept, I took her cell phone. She had left on the room table. I unlocked. The password was my date of birth. I entered Facebook. I looked for Carol's profile, and saw the post, a photo, her and my father, in a chic restaurant, she in a red dress, he in a social shirt, the two smiling, and the caption, dinners that warm up the soul. My stomach are avoided. There was more. Comments. Dozens. Beautiful couple. You are perfect together. When will you introduce him to us? And in the midst of the comments, a response from her. Soon. I let go of the cell phone, the hands shaking. Shortly? Present it? Like this? He was married. With my mother. But by the way, no one knew that. Or worse, no one called. That night my father returned home at 11 p.m. My mother was in the room, waiting. I was in my room, but I left the door ajar. He entered. He threw the key into the sideboard. You dinner with her, right? My mother's voice came out low, but firm. He stopped. With whom? With Carol. Silence. I held my breath. My dad gave a short laugh. Dull. What are you talking about? I saw the photo. On her Facebook. You both. In the restaurant. He sighed. High. As if she were a boring child doing parazza. Claudia. For the sake of God. It was a working meeting. Working meeting with romantic caption? Are you crazy? I saw the comments. People thinking you are a couple. And what can I do if people interpret it wrong? He raised his voice. I don't control what she posts. I do not control what others comment. But you were there. You went with her. Because it was work, he shouted. You don't understand? Or do you prefer me to lose my job because of your paranoia? My mother was silent. I heard her take a deep breath, trying not to cry. I'm not crazy, so stop acting like it was. He passed her. It went to the room. I'm tired of it, tired of you, and knocked the door. My mother stayed there. Stop. Alone. And I, from my room, felt anger I had never felt before. On Sunday, he left again. He said he was going to find a customer. My mother didn't question, but I saw the way he got ready. Perfume, new shirt, shoe enclosed. Customer none deserved so much whim. As soon as he left, my mother was locked in the room. I stayed in the room, restless. Half an hour later, the doorbell rang. I opened. It was the paternal grandmother and my uncle. Hey, my love, your mother okay? It's in the room. She calls us. I went to the room. I knocked on the door. Mother, grandmother, and Uncle Marcos, so here. I heard her get up, arrange the voice. I'm going. She left, the red eyes, but trying to disguise. Came down, greeted them. Hi, Donna Vera. Hi, Marcos. My grandmother didn't smile. Sit, Claudia. We need to talk. My stomach tightened. My mother sat down. I was standing near the stairs. What it was? My uncle crossed his arms. We knew you're accusing my brother in betrayal. My mother was pale. I didn't accuse. You confronted him yesterday, my grandmother said, the cold voice. Because of a photo. On Facebook. You didn't see the photo? I saw. My uncle cut. And it was just a work photo. But the comments. The people thinking that. So what? He raised his voice. Is this your problem? He has to stop working because you are insecure. I'm not insecure. "You're becoming a bitter woman, Claudia," my grandmother said slowly. "And that's not good. Neither for you, nor for my granddaughter." My mother looked at me, the teary eyes. "I just want him to respect me. He respects you." My uncle got up. "You who don't respect him. It is inventing thing. It is accusing. Keeps doing drama." "I'm not inventing." "Then show the test," he challenged. "Shows a concrete proof that he is cheating on you." Silence. My mother opened her mouth, but nothing came out, because she didn't have it. There was no prints. I had no messages. There was no audios. There was only suspicions. My uncle gave a dry laugh. "Yeah," I thought. He took the car key. "Stop that, Claudia, before you destroy your marriage for good," and left. My grandmother stayed another minute. He looked at my mother with pity. "Take care of you, daughter." She touched her shoulder. "And stop looking for the egg." And it left too. My mother was sitting, alone, tremendous, and I, still on the stairs, felt something break inside me, because they didn't believe her. They didn't even try to hear. They just blamed her. That night we didn't have dinner together. My mother ate in the room. I ate in the room. My father didn't even come back. Sent a message. "I'm going to sleep at Marcos's house. I need some time." My mother read, and did not answer. I lay on the bed, but I couldn't sleep. I wondered, and that's when I had an idea. Then Monday, after school, I took the bus and went down 2 points before home. I went to the neighborhood's electronics store. I bought a pen drive. I came home. My mother was in the kitchen. I climbed to the room. I turned on the computer, and I entered his Facebook. I knew the password. He never changed. It was the year that he was born, plus the name of his team. I entered. I went straight to the messages. I searched for her name, Carol, and saw dozens of conversations. I opened the May's recent. "Moi te manquerai he. I can't stand pretending anymore." Carol. "I don't, but you said you were going to solve." He. "I'm going. I just need another time." Carol. "How long?" "You said that for 3 months." He. "I know, but it's not easy. I have to think about my daughter." Carol. "What about me? I don't tell you?" Him. "You know, yes. You know I love you." Carol. "Then it shows. It ends with her." I stopped breathing. I kept going down. He. "She doesn't suspect anything. Relax." Carol. "Are you sure? Her friend is not looking like who likes me." He. "Sonia? Forget. She has no morals with Claudia." Carol. "What if she finds out?" He. "You won't find out. And if you find out, I know how to handle it." Carol. "How?" Him. "She has nowhere to go. The house is mine. The car is mine. She doesn't work. There's no money. If I want, I take it all from her." Carol. "Even the daughter?" He. "Even the daughter." I felt my stomach turn. I wanted to vomit, but I continued. I saved the conversations. All. I took print of each message, and I saved in the pen drive. When I finished, I had more than 200 prints. I turned off the computer. I went down. My mother was in the room, watching television, but without paying attention. I sat next to her. "Mom, I need to show you something." She looked at me. "What is it, daughter?" I handed the pen drive. "Open it. On your computer. When you have the courage." She took it. He looked confused. "What is that?" "Evidence." She stood, looking at pen drive. "From what?" "Everything," and went up to my room. I left her alone with that, because I knew she was going to open, and when it opened, everything was going to change. 2 hours later, I heard a stuffy scream coming from her room. I ran down. I knocked on the door. "Mother?" She opened. Her face was destroyed. Swollen eyes, red nose, but it wasn't just sadness. It was anger. He said he was going to get you out of me." Her voice came out choking. I hugged her. "He won't make it, Mother. You don't understand. It's his house. It's all his. I have nothing. You have the tests." She walked away. He looked at me. "Evidence does not pay a lawyer. Evidence does not pay home. No tests. Mother too." I held her face. "We'll find a way. I promise." She shook her head, crying. "I don't know how. Trust me." She hugged me again, strong, and we stayed there, both, alone against everything. On Tuesday, my father came back. He entered the house as if nothing had happened. My mother was in the kitchen, making coffee. He passed straight, nor greeted. He took the cup. He drank in silence. My mother looked at him, and for the first time, I saw. She wasn't scared. I was disgusted. "We need to talk," she said. "What? About you and Carol?" He laughed. "Again with that? I have evidence." He stopped. Put the cup on the table, slowly. "Evidence of what?" "Everything. The messages, the plans, the lies." His face changed. "Did you invade my Facebook?" "It wasn't me." He looked at me and understood. "Your daughter," he said, his voice low. "Dangerous. Your daughter was running away in my things. She just discovered the truth," my mother said firmly. He took a step toward her. "You have no idea what you just did. I know exactly what I did." She lifted her chin. "And now you will leave this house." He laughed. "Hi. I? To go out?" He came closer. "Are you crazy? This house is mine." "So I leave." "And where are you going?" "There is," he shouted. "You don't have a job. There is no money. There is nothing. I have my daughter, and I have dignity. And this is more than you will have when I show these messages to everyone." His face turned red. "You won't do that." "I go." I will send to your boss, to your brother, to your mother, for everyone you have deceived." He advanced, held her arm, strong. "You won't do anything. Did you understand?" "She lets her," I shouted. He looked at me, angry. "Be quiet, girl. This is not your subject. And yes, you're hurting her." He let go, breathing heavy. "You two will regret it," he said, bass, threatening. "I'm going to take everything from you. All. The house, the car, the guard. I will make you lose to the floor that step," and left, knocking the door so strong that the picture of the wall fell. My mother collapsed in the chair. Tremendous. And I, next to her, understood. The war had started, and he wouldn't give up easy. Then that afternoon he came back, with someone, Carol. The two entered, as if they were owners. My mother was in the room. Me too. Carol looked at her, and smiled. A fake smile. Cruel. "Hi, Claudia." My mother didn't answer. My father sat on the couch, Carol next to him. "So that's how it will be," he said, crossing his legs. "Do you want war? So let's go have war." "I just want divorce." "Divorce?" He laughed. "It's okay, but you won't take anything. Nothing at all. I don't want anything yours." "Oh no, and my daughter? Do you think you will be with her?" My heart stopped. "You won't get her out of me," my mother whispered. "I go, and you know why?" He leaned over. "Because you can't afford it. There is no job. It has no income. There is no home. A judge will look at you and see what? An unbalanced woman. Paranoid. That invaded her husband's privacy. I have the tests. Illegal evidence," Carol said for the first time. "You broke into his account. This is a crime, you know." My mother paled. "Any lawyer will overthrow this in 2 seconds," Carol continued, smiling. "And there, what is left? Nothing." My father raised. "You have a week to leave," he said, cold, "or I take you in court, and when I take it, you won't even be entitled to see your daughter on weekends." And they left, leaving us there, destroyed. My mother didn't cry. She was sitting, looking at nothing. I approached. "Mother, he will get you out of me," she whispered. "It won't. Go. You heard. I have nothing. Nothing to offer. No judge will give me your guard. We find a way." She shook her head. "No way, daughter." And for the first time, I saw my mother give up. I thought it was the end. I thought we were going to lose everything. I thought my mother was going to crumble for good, but I was wrong, because 3 days later, everything has changed. It was Thursday, mid-morning. My mother was in the room, lying down, back to the door. She had barely eaten. I had barely spoken. It was just there, as if they had turned off from the world. I was in the room when the doorbell rang. I opened. It was Sonia, but it wasn't alone. There was a woman with her, about 40 years, navy blue suit, leather paste in hand. "Hey, my dear, your mother okay?" Sonia asked, urgently in the voice. "Okay, but she's bad." "I know. That's why I came." She looked at the woman next door. "This is Dr. Letitia, attorney." My heart accelerated. "Attorney? Can I come in?" Dr. Letitia asked, firmly but kind. I opened the door. They entered. I went to the room. I hit. "Mom, Sonia is here," and brought someone. Silence. "Mom, please." I heard her move, raise. The door opened. She had her face swollen, back eyes, messy hair. What it was, "He comes. There is someone who wants to talk to you." She came down, slowly, as if each step hurt. When he saw Dr. Leticia, he stopped. "Who is she?" "My name is Leticia Andrade. I am a lawyer specializing in family law." She reached out, "And I came to help you." My mother looked at Sonia. "I have no money to pay lawyer." "You won't pay anything," Sonia said firmly. "I already paid the appointment, and if necessary, I pay the rest too." "Sonia, I can't accept it." "Claudia, listen." Sonia held her hands. "You are my best friend. You have been suffering for months. I will not be in my arms crossed watching this man destroy you." My mother started to cry. "But he said he will take my daughter." "He won't take anything," Dr. Leticia said, with a firmness that cut the air. "Sit. Let's talk." They sat at the table. I was standing nearby. Dr. Leticia opened the folder, took a pen, a block. "Tell me everything, from the beginning." My mother started talking, slowly at first, then faster. He told Carol, of the lies, of the birthday, of the messages, of threats. Dr. Leticia wrote down everything, without interrupting. When my mother finished, she raised her eyes. "Do you have the messages yet?" "I have. My daughter saved everything in a pen drive." "Excellent. And do you have other tests? Photos, receipts, witnesses?" "I have the photos I found in his room and..." My mother hesitated. "There's her Facebook post." "Perfect. This is already a lot." Dr. Leticia scored some more things. "Now tell me, he physically threatened you?" My mother looked down. He held my arm, tightly. "Tuesday. Did you hurt? It was purple. Did you photograph?" My mother shook her head. "So, photograph now," Dr. Leticia said without hesitation. "Any brand, any bruising, any proof of aggression. Everything fits." My mother pulled her sleeve from her blouse. It had a purple mark on the arm, in the form of fingers. Dr. Leticia took off her cell phone. "Photographed. This is aggression, and that changes everything." They talked for another hour. Dr. Letitia explained the rights of my mother. He explained that she had a chance to stay with my guard. He explained that the messages, even obtained irregularly, could be used as indication. The problem is as follows, she said, closing the block. He will try to demoralize you. Will say that you are crazy, unbalanced, who has invaded the private his city, that you are unable to take care of your daughter. What if he can? He won't make it, because we will show who he really is. Dr. Letitia leaned forward. But for that, I need you to be strong. I need you not to hide. I need you to confront him, in front of everyone. My mother swallowed dry. How? On Sunday, at your mother-in-law lunch. My grandmother made a family lunch every first Sunday of the month. It was tradition. Everyone was going. Uncles, cousins, aggregates, and this Sunday would be the next. He will be there, Dr. Letitia continued. And Carol, too, I bet, probably. So we'll be there, too. Me, you, your daughter, and Sonia, and we will expose everything, in front of everyone. My mother got white. Are you crazy? They will destroy me. They won't, because you will have evidence, and they won't be denying it. But what if they turn the family against me? Claudia. Dr. Letitia held her hand. You have already lost your family. They have become against you. What do you have to lose now? Silence. My mother took a deep breath, and for the first time in days, I saw a glow in her eyes. It was not happiness. It was a decision. It's okay, she said, her voice firm. I go. And the next 3 days were intense. Dr. Letitia returned on Saturday, brought documents, organized the tests, prepared my mother for possible questions. They will try to destabilize you. They will say that you are lying. They will try to make you embarrassed. And what do? You breathe and let the tests speak. My mother rehearsed, more than 10 times. Sonia stayed with us all the time. And me? I watched everything. I saw my mother transform, of a broken woman, for a woman ready to fight. Sunday arrived. My mother woke up early. He showered, passed makeup, put on a blue dress. I had never seen her so tidy. You look beautiful, Mom. She smiled, but it was a nervous smile. I hope I can do that. You'll make it. I'm by your side. She hugged me, strong. I love you so much, daughter. I love you too. At 11:30 we left. Sonia went to seek us. Dr. Letitia went straight to lunch. We arrived at my grandmother's house at noon. My father's car was already there, and another car, red, from Carol. My mother took a deep breath. She's here. Excellent, Sonia said. Better yet. We went down. We entered. The room was full. My uncles, my cousins, my grandmother, my father, and Carol, sitting next to him, as if it were part of the family. When we came in, everyone was silent. My father raised, angry. What are you doing here? I was invited, my mother said, her voice firm. Who? For me, my grandmother said from the kitchen. She's still my daughter-in-law. My father snorted. Carol gave a low giggle. What a Climo. My mother ignored. He went to the table, sat. I sat on her side. Sonia too. My father sat again, but it was tense. Carol kept smiling, but her smile was not natural. Lunch started, but no one really ate. Everyone just looked, to my mother, to my father, to Carol. The tension was palpable. It was my Uncle Marcos who broke the silence. So Claudia, we hear that you are asking for divorce. I am. And why is it not invasion of privacy? He said sarcastically. By betrayal, my mother answered without hesitation. Carol gave another laugh, higher. How absurd. You are really paranoid. My mother looked at her, and for the first time he didn't look away. I have evidence. Carol's smile disappeared. My father hit his hand on the table. Illegal evidence. You invaded my account. You committed a crime. I didn't commit any crime. A new voice entered the conversation. Everyone turned. Dr. Letitia was at the door, of suit, folder in hand. Who are you? My father asked, annoyed. Dr. Leticia Andrade. Claudia, lawyer. She entered, placed the folder on the table, and I came to clarify some things. My grandmother approached. What's going on here? The truth. Dr. Letitia opened the folder, and I think everyone here deserves to know. And she started, took the prints, one by one, spread on the table. Conversations, statements, plans. These are messages between him. She pointed to my father, and her. He pointed to Carol. You can't use it, my father shouted. I can, yes, as indication, and I can more. I can show everyone here the kind of man you are. She started reading. Hi, of course. She doesn't suspect anything. She is predictable. If I want, I take it all from her, even her daughter. Each word was a stab. My grandmother brought her hand to her mouth. My uncle was pale. My cousins looked at each other. And my father? My father turned red with anger. Grandmother, you are not entitled. I have every right to defend my client. Dr. Letitia continued. And there is more. She took the photos, the ones I had found in his room, my father and Carol, embraced, in hotels, on the beach, in restaurants. These have been taken over the past 6 months. While he told his wife he was working, Carol got up. I won't be hearing that. Sit, Dr. Letitia said firmly, because now it's your turn. She took another picture, the post on Facebook, enlarged, printed, Do you remember that? She showed everyone. A public post where she refers to him as special moments, where people think they are a couple. That's just work, Carol shouted. Work? Dr. Letitia gave a dry laugh. Then explain this one here. She showed another message. Carol, when are you going to end with her soon? He, soon. I just need to organize things. Silence. Absolute. My grandmother sat, slowly. Son, is this true? My father did not answer. That is true? She shouted. Mom, you don't understand. I understand very well. She got up. You cheated on your wife, in my face, and still had the courage to bring this woman into my house. Carol turned red. I didn't know he was married at first. Lie. My mother got up too, and for the first time he shouted. You always knew. You always came here, ate at my table, drank from my glass, and all the time you were lying with my husband. The room exploded. My uncle started screaming with my father. My grandmother cried. My cousins filmed. And me, I looked at my mother, and I was proud, because she didn't lower her head. It didn't cry. It didn't apologize. She just stayed there, standing, facing. My father tried to leave, but my Uncle Marcos blocked the door. You won't leave here without giving satisfaction. Get out the front, Marcos. No, you detonated this family. You humble your wife. You lied to everyone. And are you holy? My father shouted back. I never did it. I never disrespected my wife like this. Dr. Letitia hit the table. He arrives. She looked at my father. You have two options. Or you sign the divorce in a friendly way, with fair division of goods and shared custody, or I take it all to the judge. So it won't just be divorce. It will be a process for aggression, by affective abandonment, by parental alienation. My father got white. Aggression? I never. Photographs of Claudia's purple arm, with date, by time, with witnesses. Dr. Letitia put the photos on the table. He looked, and said nothing, because I had nothing to say. The Carol ran out, literally. He took the bag, and went out the door. No one went after it. My father was there, destroyed. My grandmother approached him, and slapped, strong, in the face. You embarrassed me, and left. It went to the room, knocked the door. My uncle looked at my father with disgust. You lost everything today. Respect, family, dignity. I hope it was worth it. And it left too. One by one, everyone went out, until only me, my mother, Dr. Leticia, Sonia, and him. My father looked at my mother. You destroyed me. No, she said firmly. You destroyed yourself alone. He took a step toward her. You'll regret it. I go. You won't do anything. Dr. Letitia put themselves between them. Because if you get close to her, I call the police. Did you understand? He took a deep breath, and for the first time, he gave up. He took the car key, and left. We stayed there, the four, in silence. My mother sat down, and started to cry. But it was not a cry of pain. It was of relief. It's over. It's over, she repeated. Sonia hugged her. You were amazing. I thought I was going to pass out, but you didn't faint. You won. I knelt in front of her. Mom, I'm so proud of you. She held my face. None of this would have happened without you, my daughter. You saved me. And we hugged each other, strong. We left there an hour later. In the car, my mother was exhausted, but relieved. And now? She asked. Now we expect him to sign the papers, Dr. Letitia said. And if he doesn't sign, we go to justice. How long does it take? A few months, but you will win, I am sure. My mother sighed. I just want peace. You will have. Dr. Leticia smiled. You can trust. And that night my mother slept, in truth, for the first time in weeks. I stayed awake, thinking of everything that had happened, how strong she had been, how we had won. But at 2 a.m., my cell phone vibrated. It was a message, of an unknown number. I opened, and I froze. It was a photo of my mother, sleeping, taken from outside the bedroom window. And below, a message. Did you think it was over? Wax. Hey, my mother, with his hand shaking, the cell phone in the other. Mother, wake up. She opened her eyes, confused. What is it, daughter? I showed the photo. She sat on the bed, slowly. He looked at the window, then for the photo, then for me. He took it out, from the outside? I think so. She got up, fast. He went to the window, closed the curtain, locked. It returned. He took the cell phone from my hand. He looked again, and for the first time I saw, she wasn't scared. It was angry. He thinks he will intimidate me, she whispered, the low but sharp voice. He thinks I will give up now. He took her cell phone, called. Dr. Leticia answered in the third touch. Hello? He sent a picture of our house, from me sleeping, with threat, silence on the other side. Send me, now. The lawyer's voice was firm, and doesn't erase anything. This is another proof. My mother hung up. He looked at me. Go sleep with me today. And I went. We lay together. She hugged me, and for the first time in a long time, I felt that despite everything, we would be fine. On Monday morning, Dr. Letitia appeared with someone, a private investigator. He is called Roberto. It will keep an eye on the house for a few days, she explained, and will ask for a protective measure against your ex-husband. Protective measure? Yes. With this photo and the threats, we can. He will not be able to get close to you or your daughter." My mother sighed, relieved. "And the divorce?" "We have already filed the request, with all the tests. It is expected that in 60 days the first audience will come out. And Carol?" Dr. Leticia gave a small smile. "Carol will have her own problems." I didn't understand on time. But 2 days later, I understood. On Wednesday, the news burst. Carol was fired from the same place where my father worked because someone, I don't know who, but I suspect it was Dr. Leticia, sent her messages to the company's HR, committing messages with a married employee, inappropriate involvement. The company had rigid policy against it, and Carol was the first to fall. My father was also called, received warning, and was relegated to office. When he returned home that day, yes, he still lived there, but slept on the couch. He was destroyed. It came in without saying anything. He went straight to the room to get clothes. My mother was in the kitchen. He passed her, stopped, turned. "You did that, right?" "What did I do?" "Sent the messages to my work. Screwed me." "I didn't do anything," she said quietly. "You screwed yourself alone." He took a step toward her, but the investigator appeared in the room. "Any problem here?" My father looked at the man, then to my mother. "Did you hire security?" "I hired, and if you get close to me, he calls the police." He snorted. He took a suitcase and left. It was the last time he slept there. The 2 weeks later, the protective measure came out. My father was notified. It could not reach less than 200 meters away from us. He tried to call, dozens of times. My mother blocked. He sent a message through other people's WhatsApp. She ignored it. He appeared at the school door to try to talk to me. The researcher photographed and denounced. He took a judicial warning, and after that, he stopped, because you understand, he had lost. The divorce hearing was in mid-November. I couldn't get in, but I waited outside with Sonia. 2 hours later, my mother left, with a paper in hand and a smile on your face. "We achieved," she said, her choked voice. "The house is with me, the guard is mine, he will pay pension, and the divorce comes out in 30 days. Sonia shouted, hugged me, hugged my mother. Dr. Leticia left behind, smiling too. He tried to argue, but the tests were undeniable. The judge didn't even give him room. And Carol? It didn't show up. It was not even mentioned. She has left the play for a long time. My mother took a deep breath. "So it's over." "Really?" He finished. Dr. Leticia held her hand. "You're free, Claudia." And my mother cried, but it was not a cry of pain. It was of liberation. In the following months, everything changed. My mother went back to study, made a confectionery course. After administration, it opened a small cake and candy business per order, slowly but growing up. Sonia helped, announced, indicated, and in 6 months my mother already had a full schedule. She smiled again, Ria again. I sang while making cake. It was awake until late decorating, but it was different. It was not tiredness of pain. It was tiredness on purpose. And my father tried to go back once. It was at Christmas. Appeared at the door, without warning, with a wrapped gift. My mother opened the door. I was after her. "What do you want?" I came to bring it to her." He pointed to me. "It's Christmas. You lost the right to go here unannounced." "Claudia, for God's sake. She is my daughter, and you are my ex-husband, with protective measure. So if you don't leave now, I'll call the police." He looked at me. "Daughter, I know I made a mistake, but go away, Father." My voice was firmer than I expected. He blinked, surprised. "You too?" "I saw everything. I heard everything. I know who you are, and I don't want you near us." He lowered his head. He left the gift on the floor, and he left. My mother closed the door. He hugged me. "Thanks." "You don't need to thank me, Mother. I will always be by your side." She kissed me on the forehead, and we threw the gift away, without opening. The Carol disappeared, literally, deleted Facebook, Instagram, disappeared from the networks. We found out from third parties that she had returned to her hometown, lives with his parents, unemployed, no ring, no promises, with nothing. And my father? My father lives alone in a small apartment. He lost prestige at work, lost friends, he lost his family. My grandmother doesn't talk to him anymore. My uncles cut off contact. He tried to get closer a few times, but nobody wanted to, because everyone saw it, everyone knew, and no one forgot. A year later, I was 13. My mother was 39, and we were sitting on the balcony, late in the afternoon, she with a coffee, me with a juice. "Mom, can I ask you something?" "Of course, love." "Do you regret it, of having faced him?" She was silent for a while, looking at the horizon. "No," she said firmly. "I don't regret anything. Even with everything we've been through." She looked at me. "Daughter, I spent years keeping quiet, years of swallowing, years of pretending everything was fine." She held my hand. "And do you know what that did to me? It erased me. I wasn't me anymore. I was just shadow. And now," she smiled, "now I'm me again. And I wouldn't trade it for anything." I smiled too. "I'm proud of you, Mom. And I of you. She shook my hand. You saved me, you know? If it weren't for you, I would have given up. I wouldn't have. You are strong. I am strong because you reminded me of that. And we stayed there, just the two of us, watching the sun go down. That today, 8 years later, I am 20. My mother is 47. She has her own bakery now, with 2 employees. I'm in college. Right. Inspired by Dr. Letitia. My father? I see my father from time to time, by far, out of obligation, but I have no relationship with him. And it's okay, because I learned something. Family is not blood. That's who stays, who fights, who protects. And my mother did all of this. Sometimes I still remember, from that day, from his birthday, when he smiled when asking to sleep with another woman, when my mother froze in silence. I will never forget that day. Because that's where it all started. The humiliation, the pain, the discovery. But it was also there that I saw my mother for the first time, not as a victim, but as a survivor. And that's when I decided, I will never be like my father. I will never cheat. I will never lie. I will never humiliate. Because I've seen the damage it does, and I refuse to repeat it. And my mother taught me a lot. But the biggest lesson was this. It doesn't matter how much they break you. It doesn't matter how much they humiliate you. No matter how much they say you won't make it, you can always get up. You can always start over. You can always fight. And always, 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 you can win. And today, when I look at her, I see this. Victory. Not the kind that comes easy, but the kind that comes with blood, sweat, and tears. The kind that's worth every second. My mother is not perfect, but she is real. She is strong, and she is free. And me, I'm her daughter. And that is the greatest pride of my life. If you're going through something similar, if you are being humiliated, betrayed, disrespected, listen to what I'm going to tell you. You're not alone. You're not crazy. You are not weak. And you can get out of it. Seek help. Talk to someone. Gather evidence. And don't let anyone make you believe that you deserve less. Because you deserve respect. You deserve love. You deserve peace. And if no one gives you that, you build it yourself, like my mother did, just like I saw her do. Thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for staying this far. And if you identified yourself, leave a comment. Tell your story. Let's support each other, because together, we are stronger. Together, we win. Subscribe to the channel. Activate the bell. Share with anyone who needs to hear this. And remember, it doesn't matter how dark it is now. The light always comes back. And when you return, you will shine.